I feel bad. I'm gonna have to relocate her as soon as she gets comfortable. Welcome to some fresh content in the hammock. I'm gonna make this an all levels flow for you. If you're newer to hammock life, welcome. Make sure you know how to do a back straddle inversion, and there's tutorials on the channel. I'll link it below. Make sure you can come in and out of that safely. Most of the other things you can learn as you go. For our practice, this is standard height, which means if you're standing on your toes, this lines up to your hip flexors. I am going to start with some lunges now that Lacey's comfortable. So if you want to put something down for your knees, a folded blanket, a towel, grab it. Get yourself ready, try to shut off the distractions, and we'll spend a little quality time together. Lacey Lou, Lacey Lou, can we switch? Hey, here you go. So much for my blanket. The princess has taken over, so I took hers, and she's got mine. We're gonna start in a table position, right underneath the fabric. Hands right underneath those shoulders. Take a couple cat-cows just to begin to warm up that spine. On the exhale, round and curl. And inhale, the belly drops, the tailbone lifts. Make sure in that cat-cow you're moving from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. I think we tend to forget our head is connected to our spine. Next time you come into the arching cat, hold for a moment, really separate the shoulders, tuck that chin in nice and tight, and back into your cow. Squeeze the muscles of your back, really drag the ground with your hands, and release to neutral. Take your right palms, flip it backwards, and just gently send your body weight back. Try to be gentle, right? This doesn't have to be super deep, just a little bit of stretch there for the hands and the wrists. Peel and switch. Make sure the shoulder is pulling away from your ear. And lift. From here, reach back with your right hand so that you can catch the fabric and bring it in front of you. So right now my palm is facing down, and I'm just allowing what feels like a nice deep stretch through the side body. And to get your trap, you can also try looking over your left shoulder. Just think of length as you reach your fingertips away with a little bit of downward pressure. And then hand is going to slowly begin to reach to the side and behind you. As it reaches behind, have your palm face the ceiling. So we're just working a little bit of this shoulder mobility. You're going to rotate, palm faces down as it reaches forward. And then as your palm reaches back, it should face the ceiling. And if something bothers your shoulder, please omit it. Do something else. Do some more cat-cows. Shoulders can be quite challenging, much like hips. I've definitely got my issues there. Reaching forward, grab with your hands, and then bend the elbow and sink deeper. Once again, looking to the left, you're going to feel your trap on that right side, so take it. Get heavy. Send your body weight forward. You'll notice a little more stretch. And release. Swimming back left. And also, your two sides are very different, so just be mindful. This is my extra side where I need to be just super careful. Palm facing down, elongate. Look right. And then start that slow transition. Palm out to the side and eventually reaching behind you with the palm facing the ceiling. Back and forth between the two at your own pace. Coming forward and grab the fabric. Allow the elbow to bend and try to sink a bit more. Also send your body weight forward as you look to the right. Notice how tight you might be in that left trap. All right, releasing. Fingertips are going to go a little further forward. Take this into a prayer. So before you drop into that prayer, I want you to think of sinking back. I want to imagine touching my belly to the thighs, then my heart to the floor. You can let the forehead rest if it touches. If you wanted to go deeper, you can try to lift your gaze almost as if now you wanted to rest your chin on the floor. That's a bit intense for some of you. And release. Rock forward so that we can grab that right ankle in. Walk the hands back. And I want you to push into that fabric. Give it a couple rocks here. We're just kind of trying to activate through that lengthening of the hip flexor on the right and not overarching the back. So as you're doing this, I want you to draw your navel in and try to stabilize through the center of your body. Because it's very easy to just use the back here rather than where we're trying to target. Right hip pulls down. Once again, I want you to look left. And release. Samesies, second side. We're gonna reach up. I tend to want to walk back a little bit without bouncing, just gently kind of ease into that one. Active left leg, push into the fabric with your ankle. Pushing back and looking to the right. All the way back. Left hand right in front of your face. Try to open your right arm to the ceiling, but not the hip. So keep the hip pointing down, palm reaching up. And switch. And release. Sitting back, we'll take a wrist wrap, which means hands go through the outside, around the middle, and then interlace. Starting with a low lunge, right foot comes through, forward, chest is lifted, and then pushing back into what is a half split Ardha Hamanasana. Go back and forth between the two. Come into that low lunge. Pull down on the fabric, shoulder blades down the back. Actively push your left shin into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. And pushing back. This is your half split, Ardha Hamanasana. Dig the heel, nice active toes. And I want you to lift the sacrum to the ceiling. Keep pulling the heart forward, reaching the hands forward. Release. We'll replace right with left. Move back and forth at least 2 or 3 times. Come forward. Pull down on that fabric. Pull back with that left hip. From here, just notice the difference. Push through the floor with your shin. It feels deeper, yeah? Hopefully. Back. Dig that heel. Lift the sacrum. Do not curl that tailbone under. Punch forward with your hands. Pull that left knee underneath. From here, we might want to adjust a little bit. I'm actually gonna move just a little further back with my little knee pad here. Right foot will come through. This time we want the panel behind us. Nice wide arms go through the middle so that you can catch. Come into your initial lunge. Nice open chest. You can also pull down here and get a little bit of lat engagement if you want. And the real reason why we're here is to take that left hand to the right panel. And then I'm gonna allow a sinking. So from here, I tend to just kind of let this right hand do what it wants. Kind of like it out to the side here, kind of feels good. I'm going to allow myself to sink to the left, and I'm really gonna intensify that stretch through what feels like the psoas region, hip flexors. Draw the navel in. And coming back. Whew. Take that nice wide grip as you come into your Ardha Hamanasana. Start at center, same shape. Sacrum is lifted. If you want to go deeper, you're gonna try to twist, meaning hands are going to rotate to the right, hips are gonna pull to the left, and you are welcome, yeah? Keep pulling and twisting. And release. Whew, so good. Second side. Start wide. Pull down, engage the shoulders, square off the hips, all the things. Right hand comes up and across, and I'm just gonna kind of let that left hand slide as I lean. I'm essentially hanging, really intensifying deep stretch here. Push through the floor with your shin on that right leg. And back. Go through the middle. We're holding center. You're gonna decide where life is gonna take you. Holding. Make sure you're lifting that sacrum or twisting. Hips are gonna pull to the right, body's gonna rotate to the left. Make sure you're breathing. That's where the IT band connects, way up in the outside of that hip. And back. And under. From here, I want you to take a child's pose, which means a nice wide knee, toes touch. Hands could be out in front, or like me, I tend to like to stack my fists for my forehead. I want you to take a big breath in, sigh it out. How are you gonna let go of a little bit of stress somewhere, mind, body? Just try to stay with me. Roll your way up. And you can remove that knee pad if you were using one. I definitely want to make sure for this you have a nice, clear mat space to work with. Taking this into a bit of a balance challenge, seeing if you can transition from the floor into a warrior three. Starting with a wrist wrap, hands go around the outside, through the middle, you grab. Right foot is gonna come just in front of the plumb line, and I want you to see if you could float up onto that forward foot, and then take what looks like a warrior three variation. Punch the hands forward, lift that back leg, try to engage the muscles of your back. Onto standing pigeon. Knees are going to bend, and cross your left ankle on the right upper thigh, and then try to sink down. Keep trying to drop your left hip to the floor. Left foot is flexed. Give it one more breath. Coming out the way we came, warrior three first. Back is engaged, squeeze through the glutes, high lunge. Knee to floor, coming all the way out. Second side. Left foot just ahead of that plumb line. Shift, float. Reach and pull, right? We're gonna extend long, pull those hands forward. All the muscles through your backside are working. Standing pigeon, we come down. Cross right over that knee, upper thigh region. Push the right hip to the floor. Same exit, reverse, warrior three. Shaking is good. High lunge to exit. And then step together. Whew. I feel like we've not done that before. Take that fabric right behind your shoulders. Let's go ahead and just take a nice arch. Breathe. I feel like I might not have been breathing for half of that balancing flow. One more inhale. And we'll walk right underneath that plumb line. Take a little bit more time in that pigeon. You can push against the fabric if it is pinchy on your armpits. We'll go left on right. And like I mentioned in our balance, try to tilt. I'm gonna try to drop that left knee towards the floor. Actively push into the ankle or leg with the ankle. Get a deeper stretch there. Left foot to the floor on the right, and then we twist. Draw the navel in and release. Come underneath that plumb line. We've got our second side. Knee down. We're tilting. We're trying to decompress. Foot to floor on the left. Take your spin. Go as far as you want to go. Sometimes I'm all the way around, halfway. And release. Walking back and forward. Fabric will come up and over. For downward dog. Onto those toes and fold. Hands to the floor. Go ahead and float back. Downward dogs is very individual in our hammocks. Some of you will float the heels like me. Others will have a deeper angle, feet to the floor. Probably a little less pinchy, but I suggest just get used to it and then it won't hurt so much. Just feels like pressure. Long through the back of the neck, move the head a little. I want you to pitch that tailbone to the ceiling as you actually push the ground away with your hands. And relax. From here, you're going to release the hands and reach through the middle of the hammock, palms facing out so that you can grab. You can either climb or slide the hands up so that you can come into a little chest opener here. I'm really going to engage the glutes, send my body weight forward to open up the shoulders. Gaze can be slightly lifted if you want, not too much. And release. Hands and feet will walk you forward to come up and out. Okay. I was thinking for a new stretch, we can try a triangle variation. I'm going to face you just for camera purposes. So what looks like to be my left leg, I'm going to climb in, but I'm sideways here. We'll take the initial stretch and then we can add a progression. You want those toes pointing forward just like a triangle would. Inside left arm is going to press against the leg, right arm is going to come up and over. So taking the back panel, once you're there, I want you to try to spiral your chest to the ceiling by pulling on that fabric slightly. And this left arm is doing work, so make sure you're pushing against the leg. Don't strain your neck, so decide where your gaze feels best. And you should feel in control the whole time if you want to take that progression. I'm going to begin to slowly allow my body weight to sink forward, and I'm still going to be pulling on that fabric with the top arm. So how far do you want to go? And like I said, you should be able to pull out of it at any time. Nice and slow, pulling back, pulling back. I feel like I could stay here all day. Actually, if you push away as well and draw the navel back, I'm noticing something newer and even more delicious. So push the panel, draw the navel in, and then come up and release. Whew. All right, side one to side two. I feel like everything I do in yoga is 10 times more intense in the hammock, which is why I love it. So hopefully you'll be with me on the fact that it doesn't have to be all tricks. We're gonna add side bend, right? I wanna focus on side body. Arm is gonna reach all the way up until I can find the panel from behind. Give it a pull. Try to push into your leg. Don't forget about this bottom arm. It's pushing into your leg. I can tell this is my tighter side. You need to be in control, right? You should be able to pull back at any time. So advancement is to lean in and keep pulling on that fabric. Again, watch the gaze here, neutral down. Don't strain the neck. And release. Don't leave yet. I want you to drop that arm a little bit, and now I want you to push the panel away and squeeze the navel to the spine. And slowly, whew, release. You could swivel that knee to just kind of slide out. All right. Now comes the fun part. Now that I've got you all stretched and warmed up, we are going to take back straddle inversion. If it is new for you, just hang out there. Get used to being upside down. No need to do anything fancy. For those of you who are comfortable, we will do a leg hang switch. So we're going to come onto those toes, finding the sacrum, dropping back, and crossing in front. Take a moment here to just kind of get used to being upside down. Feel free to hold the arms in that little crisscross. If you don't like the swinging, backs of the hands to the floor, don't apply pressure. We're going to do those little leg hangs. So for those of you who are doing the legs, you're going to tuck one knee behind the fabric, other leg is going to do a little half circle behind, and you can hold reaching or bending in the knee so that you can find the foot and then kick. I'm going to push the foot into the hands. Nice chest opener there. Do try to release with control. I tend to be a little slingshot there if I'm not careful. All the way around, tuck the knee. Then go ahead and release the other all the way around. We hold and reach, option 1, or foot to hand to press and kick. Again, watch that slingshot factor. Don't be me, releasing all the way around. And start with that little diamond touch. So the feet are touching. Please come up slowly. It is a head crunch first. Find the fabric. And then go ahead and open the legs. You'll come up halfway, kind of like a little table shelf here. And then to the floor. Rest the forehead on the backs of the arms. If you're super dizzy, you can come to the floor on the knees. Once the room is stopped spinning, if you're that type of person as I am, then you can walk back and we'll all meet standing. Whew. All right, and just to finish our practice, we're going to take a little back bend arch, and then we are going to sail away into relaxation. Grab a couple handfuls so you can climb in. And we'll go ahead and kick the feet all the way in. So take the fabric from behind. Let it just kind of drape over your shoulders so that you have something to lay back on, and then walk the feet in. From here, then you can sit up and allow that fabric to come off the shoulders, taking a back bend, nice and slow. This one should be a little more enjoyable to hang. Hands can be behind you, out to the side. I find overhead to be a bit stressful, as we're maybe interlaced from behind to be okay in my body. Do not strain the neck, let the head be heavy. And your exit is slow. Let your head dangle, do not lift it until you're all the way up. Grab the panel with your hands, lift your chest to the ceiling. Head is still back. Head comes up last. Sit up in your fabric, and I want you to reach forward for your toes. Take a fold. I'm going to grab the feet with my hands as I fold forward. Couple cleansing breaths in and out. Sitting up, and I want you to lie back. You can cover all the way to your head here. Interlace your arms overhead and take a couple C curves. I don't know why this feels so good in the hammock, but it does. So you're going to create these little crescent moons from one side over to the other. And then you're just going to hold at center. Allow the elbows to bend. Feel the natural current of your hammock and just relax for a couple moments. Don't rush this. Be soft. Be still. Be easy. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Stretch your arms long, come back into your C curves. And then when you're ready, bend the knees to kick the feet out and through. And use the hands to help you sit up, pulling on that fabric. Hands go through the middle, inhaling up, down to heart center. I am humbled and honored to have spent this time with you. Namaste. Hopefully you've enjoyed that one. It was nice to be with you behind the camera after a very long, unwanted break. Hopefully we'll have more stuff like this in the new year to look forward to. If you're new, welcome. Know that we aren't just about hammocks, but we're about yoga, Pilates, things to keep us healthy in an unhealthy world. Consider liking and subscribing, and hopefully we'll work together soon. And until then, namaste.